So, hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Mor Assia, and I'm the founding partner of iAngels. iAngels is a global investment network that provides investors from all over the world with the opportunity to invest in high-tech startups in a curated way that complements both co-investment and due diligence. At times of market volatility or slowing economic growth, innovation is the main source of wealth creation. Just weeks after Brexit, and now with the new presidential elections, dictating not only a new political policy, but a new era in economy, we realize more than ever the importance of creating a global portfolio of investments and how the real potential for growth is in technology. Now, technology is eating up the world. It's everywhere around us, and just the last couple of days have been an exhibit of what technology is all about. There's room for growth. It's scalable, it's growing, and we want to get more involved. We want to get a piece of that pie. There aren't too many asset classes where you can invest now and have the potential to see 100 times your money. And technology has that opportunity built in. So 3 years ago, I founded iAngels together with my best friend Shelly, and we were sitting there in Israel in what analysts say to be the second or third most vibrant, prolific, successful tech ecosystems in the world. Yet we saw strong entrepreneurs struggle. They're carrying on their shoulders the weight of not only having to innovate, design, create products for markets overseas, but also having to fundraise in them, constantly jetting all over the world, trying to meet that capital requirement in order to make their technology a reality. So we're sitting there with serial entrepreneurs and investors in the local ecosystem. We're thinking to ourselves, like many of them we know from the military, from university for many years, we're thinking there's got to be a better way of doing this, right? There's got to be a better way, and we can be that bridge. Now, we knew we wanted to invest in these strong teams, but we also wanted to do it with the smartest people in the room. We wanted to do it with the people who've actually made money investing in this asset class. And the angel investor community in Israel is actually quite small. You'd be surprised that just a couple dozen of investors are enjoying most of the returns that come out of exits in Israel. And these angel investors, they're not only giving the companies that kiss of life, that initial funding, but they also have vertical expertise, and they really mentor the companies and help them grow. But we weren't just going to take their word for it. We wanted to conduct our own analysis and be able to cherry pick from these deals. We wanted to bring forward our experience of working for years and years in the industry for blue chip companies like IBM, SAP, Amdocs, Goldman Sachs, and bring a fresh data-driven and analytical approach in addition to enterprise methodologies and insight. Now, we set sail to really change the way investors make investment decisions and for accredited investors to be able to just join our community, log online, go to www.iangels.co through their smartphones, and instantaneously be inserted into everything that's exciting about investing in startups. So unlike maybe other conference speakers, I'm going to actually ask you to take your phones out now and take a couple of minutes to register with us. And in minutes, you will be able to enjoy proprietary deal flow, analyzed and vetted by Israel's industry insiders. We see a lot of evolution coming out of Israel. Israel was a perfect place to start. Why was it a perfect place to start? Because Israel's booming ecosystem and technology and innovation are really the cornerstone of a lot of inventions that we know and we're familiar with today. Things like a lot of the technology that actually drives your smartphone, things like the flash drive, things like smart irrigation technologies or clean water technologies that lead to more precise healthcare come from Israel, and these are just prime examples. And in the last few years, there's been significant evolution in the ecosystem in Israel, bringing to key inflection points that are driving our industry. One of them is build to scale. So we see more and more founders and entrepreneurs building companies to scale rather than to exit. They're spending more time thinking about how this can be a bigger story. How can they create something that has a real significant impact on the global economy. And because they're not eager to sell, they're building bigger companies that are staying private longer. And in terms of wealth creation, this has implication on returns and how long it takes to actually realize returns. And for us, it means that we need to all of a sudden think of new ways to analyze the team's ability to lead, execute, and grow successful businesses. And of course, there's implication on the investors. Another key inflection point is the fact that we are having a new generation of investors that are coming into this whole process of investing. And they're thinking differently, they're conducting research and analysis differently, and they're making investment decisions very differently. I mean, on one hand, they want curation, but they also want the ability to choose. They want information. They want data and analytics. They want transparency. They want to be able to invest with people they know and trust. They want a personalized experience, and they want to be as active as they'd like. So these themes are now making us understand that investors are thinking about investments differently. Investors are making analysis differently, and iAngels is optimizing and spearheading this approach. Now, the question remains, how do you make investment today? Because there's so much noise, there's so many entrepreneurs, there's so many startups, so many platforms. How do you rise above the noise? And so iAngels committed itself on 3 main pillars. So visibility and access, due diligence, and prominent co-investors. So to be able to crack that intimate group of strong angel investors and VCs in Israel, be able to invest hand in hand together with them under the exact same terms, provide the iAngels investment network with strong due diligence and analytics, and to be able to do all of that from your very own smartphone, the very comfort of your own home, is something that is very unique and sets iAngels apart from other platforms, not only in Israel, but worldwide. Now, our due diligence process is actually quite comprehensive. We research every element of the business, and what we find is that we spend the most amount of time on focusing on the teams and their ability to execute. I mean, especially when investing in early stage companies, we really want to understand that the team has the ability to be agile, flexible, to be decision makers, to move fast, to showcase their experience. Because if they're able to do that, even if the tech is not completely developed, even if the go-to-market strategy is not yet finalized, they will find a way to make it work and create wealth. Now, for us, we are allowing our investor community to create a diversified portfolio. We are curating everything that you see on the platform, and then investors can either choose and create a personalized VC portfolio or have us create one for them. So even with something that was traditionally considered an investment into a single company, like $100,000 or $200,000, today you can diversify across multiple companies and be more successful in your angel investing. Because at the end of the day, the most successful investors, they also diversify. They also create portfolios. And we want our investors to be able to do that with asset allocation of even $200,000 a year. And this is kind of like the big news. In order for companies today to join that billion-dollar club and become unicorns, there's really so much that needs to happen. And no one really knows today yet what is going to be the next significant disruption in technology evolution. I mean, technology that I saw in the military 17 years ago, working for Israel's premier intelligence unit, is only seeing its first steps of commercialization today. We see founders and entrepreneurs innovate not only in pure tech, but disrupting traditional business models, creating new software applications and platforms on top of already existing networks and infrastructure. So in order for a company to be successful, kind of like the stars need to align a little bit. It requires commitment from everyone on the team, requires full alignment of interest between investors, founders, partners, customers. And only the kind of entrepreneurs that bring that partnership mindset will win. And these are the kind of people that we look to invest in, and these are the kind of people that look to invest with us. And I'd like to welcome all of you to join iAngels today, join our global investor network, and start investing with influence on your side. Thank you.